I'm gonna steal your sunshine and I'll shit on your parade. Don't get me started on doing Michael Caine. In my opinion matters, yours will fall in last place. I'm not shutting up and you'll be learning my name. Fifth in the family, but first in my mind. 1 out of 10, but I'm ranking just fine. We've only got now, there's no afterlife. Look, Mom and Dad, I'm just speaking my mind. Everything's coming up Kyle tonight. Everything's coming up Kyle tonight. Everyone's coming on Kyle tonight. Wait, what? No, nobody's coming on Kyle tonight. Everything's coming up Kyle tonight. You can't shut this mouth, but you're welcome to try. I only stop talking and drink, smoke, or eat and cry. I'll never shut up, gonna talk till I die. Gonna talk till I die. Everything's coming up Kyle tonight. You can't shut this mouth, but you're welcome to try. I only stop talking and drink, smoke, or eat and cry. I'll never shut up, gonna talk till I die. Gonna talk till I die. Gonna talk till I die. Gonna talk till I die.
Hey, we are live here on YouTube with Kyle Mocha Won't Shut Up, Season 4, Episode 23.
Yeah.
We have this episode and next week before we wrap up Season 4, and then we'll be off for a month, and we will return September 1st with all new episodes for Season 5. Who knows what the hell's in store? I know a lot of really great music. I've been getting amazing response from a lot of really awesome bands.
Yeah, we found some cool stuff today.
Yeah, three bands that we found today, watching just shit on YouTube, and they are going to be featured bands coming up. They are going to break out of the international, because we found 3 really awesome bands that are from the U.S., but we're spreading it out. We got a Seattle band, we've got an Orlando band, and then we have a Memphis, Tennessee band. So we're not just sticking to one quadrant of these United States.
Yeah.
Either way, guys, we are here, as always, live on YouTube, 9 o'clock, the Houseboat Tommy Lee Jones channel, or you can be listening in the future on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, any of those wonderful places that you can get this. You can also go to moot.tv, the actual website. I never really say that. You can just go to moot.tv, and everything's listed right there for you. That's where you'll find us. Let me ask you a question. There are rumors that White Wasabi will be making a return soon after a few years of a hiatus and us continue. They've never actually done an episode since we've been on Moot.tv. We just always promote them because it's on there and it's good listening. It's timeless listening.
Yeah. As was all of this. I mean, good luck on our first season, but
yeah, you can skip to season 2. That's my straight up opinion. And then I say skip to season 3, and then I just say catch up with us right now. But yeah, go back, listen to old episodes. Really, it's the music that you want to be checking out. Really cool guests. Speaking of really cool people, we have no guests tonight, so I'll just introduce Mr. Justin Olampato.
Oh, hey, man.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm good.
That's good. Justin and I finished our aspects of recording the song about a half hour ago.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of guitar on this song for tonight. So Zach is still upstairs. He is possibly in the chat right now.
Probably.
And he is wrapping up the mixing, and we don't know how long it's going to take. We always want everything to be as awesome as possible.
Exactly.
We started this one a little earlier. We started around 5 o'clock. And then a little after 5, really after he got the riff figured out. So probably like 5:30.
Yeah.
And then we jumped into him recording it, you doing drums.
Yeah, and then I even went back like
quickly.
I had time to fix some stuff.
Yeah, but in between all that, he's just adding layer after layer of guitar. So he is getting that all ready for your listening pleasure. We are also going to be having an awesome music video, or if you're listening on an audio platform, a song.
Yes.
Just an old-fashioned
really
song from
really
a band
rad.
called Bad Advice. The single is called Forever and a Day. They're really awesome. They are kind of part of our international band. I think they are part-time based in L.A., but that's only like I think when they come to the United States.
Right.
They are actually from a town called Leipzig in Germany. So or Leipzig, something like that.
Which we were talking about this earlier.
Yeah.
And I was like, I thought I had a realization. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, everything is now pop punk and
Everything
the rest
from
of the
20
world
years
has
ago
fun.
is
And you're
now
like,
catching up.
I've
And I'm
been
like,
saying that
we've been
for 4 weeks
literally
now.
every week on the show, I've been saying it. Everybody's catching up to the grunge. And remember the kids from England, I said it with them, with like the Institute, like that they're getting into things that we knew 20 years ago. But hey, this band tonight, very awesome, established, long career. They've been around for the better part of the last decade, from what my research could show me, at least the last like 6-7 years. But it's going to be an awesome song, really awesome music video, so definitely be tuning in to see that. And if you missed it, just go on YouTube, look up Houseboat Tommy Lee Jones, Kyle Moucha Won't Shut Up, Season 4, Episode 23, and jump over to the music video part. It's going to be badass. While we are waiting on Zach, I do want to kind of wrap up, or not wrap up, but a continuation from last week. I mentioned to all of the viewers, let everybody know that my dad had been going through open heart surgery. He went through it last Monday morning, and then we talked a little bit about it on the show. I've been able to see him a couple of times, and we've been having family up this week. Everybody's visit. It was already a planned visit, so it just kind of worked out. But
so family was already coming up.
They were already coming up this week, and Keith was already coming up next week. So it just kind of wound up being like kind of serendipitous. Right. So he's doing amazingly. They said, I think I said this on the show last week, they said that they had never let somebody leave after 2 days of
which, congratulations
recovery.
to your dad for
he left
fucking
after 3.
kicking...
Yeah, it was
for
3.
kicking
but
the shit out of recovery.
But he is still recovering. Obviously, his heart was operated on. He was cracked open, but he's home. He's sleeping a little bit more than he probably wants to, and he's a little bit more tired and fragile, obviously.
I'm sure he's going to feel a billion times better when he gets recovered.
Yeah, they say 6 weeks is the turnaround time. I spoke to a couple of nurses that come into the bar, and I said, hey, do you know who's doing the surgery beforehand? And they didn't know, and I was like, can you give me names? Before I found out the doctor's name, which I'm now forgetting, Lupsisis or something, Lapuza, something like that. Thank you again, great job. But they asked me yesterday, they're like, how's he doing? Did he get to leave the hospital yet? I'm like, yeah, he left on Thursday. And they're like, Thursday? When was his surgery? I was like, Monday. And they're like, they let him go like after like 3, like it looks like 4 days on a calendar, but it's really just 3 straight days.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, he's walking around after like less than a day, all of that stuff. So he is doing wonderfully. He's surrounded by family. He's really kicking its ass. So big ups to Papa Mocha there. Big ups. We're doing a big ups without Zach. Oh no, he's gonna hate us. He's gonna hate us.
Maybe he'll type it in chat.
And another thing that he's gonna hate. I just heard the toilet seat shut, so I don't think he's sitting there in that chat anymore. Maybe not. But I wrote a joke. I used to do that as a segment all the time on here, and for the first time since then, I wrote a joke. I wrote the joke in comments on Facebook. Past guest James O was on the show a couple weeks ago. He was making a post sharing this hilarious document where between McDonald's and Visa, they budgeted out how a minimum wage worker can work, and that's by working 90 hours a week and
jobs.
living off of $27 a day, so you can only afford to eat at McDonald's. 2 jobs.
You can't, honestly,
it's
dude.
Brilliant.
Honestly, that might have been a thing in the past, but it's expensive as fuck to go to a fast food restaurant. To go to McDonald's.
If you're eating 3 meals a day at McDonald's, you're spending at least $27.
More than that, dude. You can get a $10 meal.
Yeah, that's why you're better off going to Wendy's. Wendy's is better. Biggie bag. Do the biggie bag.
That's true. Well, I will say McDonald's does have their $13 option where you get 2 Big Macs.
Oh, the big box of shit? I like the big box of shit where you just get unlimited fries, it seems like. You're like, why are there 17 fries?
Yeah.
It's really good. Okay, I'll give them credit on that one. But I won't give them credit on anything they do as far as paying employees. And in the conversation, James O and I went back and forth, and he brought up how like the Walton family basically made all of their billions off of the backs of people who they weren't paying above a minimal livable wage. So then I wrote this joke. So that's all the precursor to the joke. Here's the actual joke, all right? So what's the difference between a chair you can buy at Walmart and a Walmart employee? It's kind of a twist on an old racist joke that I used to hear.
What's
the difference between a chair you can buy at Walmart and a Walmart employee? Yeah. A chair you can buy at Walmart can support one single person for a year before breaking under the pressure. There we go. I got a ba-dum-cha from the drummer. Yeah. That's good. Oh, God. It's ridiculous. I looked at that and read every aspect. The fun thing is that they don't give you any money for heat on there. If you look at the actual write-up, it says
heat.
0 for heat. So hopefully you got that. Hopefully you don't have any other bills. Hopefully you didn't try to go to college.
Was electric included on that?
Maybe,
because if electric was included on that,
they're not factoring in gas. If you have gas, fuck you. That bill,
like here we do oil for everything.
Yeah, if you got oil, that's what I mean. Yeah, if you have oil and you get that bill in the middle of summer or in the middle of winter, if you get in the middle of summer, you're fucking doing something weird unless you live in
unless it uses hot water.
Yeah, hot water and everything. So either way, no matter when that bill comes up, summer, winter, especially though. Mm-hmm. You need to pay that bill. You need that right away. And they're not just going to come and fill you up and not get their money. Like, they might, give you an invoice and you owe them for a little bit, depending on the company.
Also, you have to figure what McDonald's is probably figuring at that point is that you're getting assistance on your electric.
No. Yeah, that's what they're hoping. They're
that's what I'm saying.
That.
Yeah.
But they're not actually just paying you proper amounts of money.
They definitely are not.
And I understand there are arguments that people say, hey, you know what? McDonald's jobs are for kids, and you're supposed to graduate and move on from them. Yeah, but you don't know the situation these people are in. You don't know. And you know what? I think more than $27 a day is needed for living.
I completely agree.
You know what else I think is needed?
For living?
Mr. Zachary Sturman. He got it because his family used to stir the pot a lot.
Stirring that pot.
So now they're called the Sturmans. And then they wanted to anglicize it a little bit more, so they went Storemans. Yeah. And then they started running stores. And that's just how...
Hey, nice store, man.
Yeah, hey, nice store, man.
No, I don't think any of the Storemans have ever ran a store.
Never? Have you ran into a store? You've ran into a store. Wow. Maybe you guys are just big shoppers. They're like, where's that guy? Oh, he's at the store, man. He's always at the store. Oh, how did wrap it up on that wonderful ditty go? We don't know. Well, we'll get to that a little bit later. Right. But what we need to do is we need to talk about things that we are drinking right now. First and foremost, our sipping beer is Yuengling Premium Light.
It's not bad. It doesn't taste like Yuengling.
98 calories. It doesn't taste like Yuengling. This is the premium, so it's not the lager version.
It's far better than Yuengling.
It is much better. I could drink this. Yuengling, I would have heartburn after like 4 of them. But in this can, you get 98 calories, 6.6 grams of carbs, 1.2 grams of protein. That's all my protein for the day.
It is only 3.5.
And it's only 3.5 or 3.6, whatever, percent alcohol by volume. So it is a good sipper. She just jumped right over your head and she's already back there.
Yep.
She has disappeared into the abyss. You think there's like a Chronicles of Narnia thing going on back there? Do you think she has like a world she
enters? I think that if she keeps up her behavior this week,
you're gonna have cat stew for dinner.
Stir fry by Friday. Driving me nuts.
It's been that bad, huh?
Oh God! She just wants to lay on me. I'm like, it's 90 degrees.
Yeah, because it's warm, dude.
Get off of me.
She loves your heat. She wants your heat, and she doesn't understand that she's giving you some heat right back. Kitty, you're giving us too much heat.
Too much
We don't want it. All right, so we're sipping on Yuengling Premium, but we have two really weird, really weird-looking beverages that we're going to pop
for
into.
Both of these, though.
I'm really stoked, so let's hit it. What are we drinking?
Drink it so you don't have to. Rub you in the morning from the bathroom. Cheap booze and craft brews. Rub you in the morning from the bathroom. What are we drinking? What are we drinking? Yeah!
All right, guys, so we are drinking two different beverages. Number one, both of them are very similar in the approach, not necessarily in what we're drinking. But they are both like liquor. They're mocktails in beer. Yeah. Now, the first one is from Left Hand Brewing Company. Is their Peach Beerlini, and it is a Radler. It says Radler. That is why I want it. Like a twisted Bellini is like mixing like juice and wine and freezing it together. So if you get like a twisted Bellini, it's like, or a twisted peach Bellini, it's like Merlot and peach juices, but a lot of places freeze them first, and then you like layer it, so you get like one then the other one.
This has
it's
no
just a
smell.
brass monkey.
So kind
Sort
of,
of,
yeah.
yeah.
This is pretty much a brass monkey. It's
only
But
4.1%.
I like Radlers. After we did the Moosehead Radler last
do like
year,
that Moosehead
it was really
Radler.
good. And I've never had anything from Left Hand.
doesn't smell like
Left Hand
anything,
that
though.
I
Smells
hated.
like vapes.
Oh, it does smell like somebody vaped in the room.
A little bit.
And
yeah.
I forgot I had a cigarette burning right here, so I thought there was smoke coming off of the can, and I'm like, we should do that. Vape beer. When you pop it open, it's like a nitro
not.
thing. It
It's
just
horrible.
and just a sweet cloud pops out, and then it's empty, and that's all that was
Vape
in there.
dragons!
You got to freebase. You got to get a straw and freebase the fucking vape as it goes away, and that's how you get drunk.
Can I just say,
not too much of a smell. What's your impression of this?
I am super disappointed with this.
All right, I'm not super disappointed. The peaches taste like a more natural peach. It doesn't taste like an
It does,
over-the-top
but it feels
sugary
like
peach.
I feel like there's a lot of vanilla or something in this.
There's something else in there, but I gotta say, it does just taste like
Yeah,
how
all
the
right, I
Radler
get-
is just half juice.
All right,
Half
and
beer.
With that, yes, you're
I'm
right.
curious what their starting beer was on this, though. But
It
either way,
tastes fake to me, though.
seasonal.
It tastes like
Yeah, there's something.
the way that a peach vape tastes like.
Yeah, maybe it's
Yeah,
like.
it tastes like peaches.
it's the essence of
but
peach.
it's not.
Was this like a seltzer that they had originally made
Ooh,
with
maybe,
peach?
yeah, maybe they went with that. Then they added beer to it, but
Yeah, maybe.
yeah, I could drink a couple of these. I don't like it nearly as much as the Moosehead Radler, and that was
Two
about.
sips, I drink half the can, though. So it
Yeah,
does go
true.
down.
It's light. Oh yeah, and
Oh,
again,
yeah.
only 4.1%, only 8
On a day like today, I could definitely drink a few of these.
That's
Maybe
what
not,
I was thinking.
Not too many though.
I knew we looked at it last week. We opted out of it, and then I remembered when we walked in. I was like, "Oh yeah, there's that motherfucker. We gotta get that. It's nice and hot. It's gonna be a good cold beverage."
Sure.
Speaking of peaches, Nate told me a story the other day. He said he was standing in his living room holding a piece of fruit that he thought was an apple. And he's squeezing. He's like, Lindsay! He's like, why is this apple so fuzzy and
So
soft?
he's sober at this point.
I don't know.
Okay.
It's at night, so probably
So,
not.
man, a little
And
drunk,
Lindsay
maybe.
walks over and goes, "You're stupid. That's a peach." He's like, "Oh."
And then did he bite into it and eat the peach?
I don't think he eats fruit. I think he was
Oh.
just.
Well, that would
That
explain
would
it a
explain.
lot.
It's like Charlie from It's Always Sunny, like not knowing you're not supposed to take, or you're supposed to take the stickers off of things, and he's like, "What? I eat stickers all the time." Like, you eat stickers? Okay, weird. All right, so yeah, not better than the
There's
Moosehead.
All right, so the
And for
peach,
$15 for a 6-pack, definitely not better on price point.
the aftertaste almost tastes like the pit of a peach. Like that's what's like resonating in my mouth. Like
Where you just put the pit in your mouth and suck all the excess juice off
Yeah.
of it and everything because you're
Yeah,
weird like
suck
that.
my pits.
Suck the pits. That's what this beer should be called. Peach
Suck my
suck the
pits.
pits.
Pit sucker.
Suck the pits. All right, now Justin, you picked out this next guy here. Is it a
Yeah.
nice, tall, skinny can? This is Golden,
Golden
Road.
Road.
Brewing Champango.
yeah,
Champango. Is it mango champagne? Okay, so it is described. It's made with mango cart beer.
What is
Right.
cart
and inspired by
Don't know,
mimosas.
don't know.
I do not know what the fuck a cart beer is.
beer? I've had a cart.
is it somebody
Of
that pushes
beer?
a cart
Yes.
up to you and hands you a
It's
beer?
inspired by
Some Miller
some
Lights?
apples and other fruits and,
When I
and
think
mangoes.
of cart beer, I think of the homeless guys pushing the shopping carts around,
You know what,
smashing 40s.
And I think mango is
do you guys like
my
mango?
favorite
is
type
the
of
first
apple.
thing.
Oh, I
do.
love mango.
It's my
Okay.
favorite type of apple. I'll just
Smell
say
right
that.
away. It's like
This is an oddly shaped apple.
Ooh,
oddly shaped
it said inspired by mimosas. It's 6.5%.
6.5%.
I feel like this is going to be danger in a bottle,
It's in a can.
but in a can. Yeah.
Yep. No. Yeah. I think that hits.
That does a
What
really
they're
good
going
job.
for.
I get mango. I don't get, again, not. This one is definitely more artificial flavoring taste to
Yeah.
it. Neither of them really have too much of an aspartame taste, which I like. But this is kind of like the big fuck you to all of the to the seltzers and everything, because it looks like a seltzer.
It does, yes.
It looks like they're definitely aiming at people who would drink a seltzer
Sure.
between.
Are they
both
going low
the can-
calorie on this? I don't.
No, I don't think
so.
so.
This is just a
It's
hey.
a 6.1 or 6.5.
Yeah, 6.5%. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that doesn't say. It doesn't brag about anything other
Because
than
I've
that
been
it
doing
contains alcohol.
the Bud Light seltzers.
Yeah,
Most of this weekend we had a little get together at Luke's pool.
Very nice.
And all I drink anymore,
Oh.
if I go somewhere,
This time of
is
year, man,
is the
this
Bud
time
Light
of year,
seltzer.
I
100
am
calories.
on the seltzers.
So the mango cart beer is actually a beer that they make.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
So
So
it's called
not mango flavored
cart.
cart
And I think
beer.
we've actually.
Have we had mango
We
cart
might have
beer
had
before?
that, yeah.
Maybe. Who knows? Who knows? We've had way too many beverages.
Can't remember the bands. I can't remember the beers.
Nothing. Bands and beers, the two things we do the most about. Bands, beer, and brunch. The only thing we remember is brunch.
Yeah.
To listen to our own music and to eat
Do you ever
brunch.
eat brunch?
I eat brunch.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I don't necessarily. I mean, I eat breakfasty foods later in the day than you might, and then I also eat cheeseburgers very early in the morning.
True.
So, like, I eat brunch all the time. Like,
Yeah.
I was trying to
I
make.
used to do brunch at the country club
Yeah.
for fucking years,
Yeah,
man. Like, it was a big
I
thing.
think I always buy breakfast foods going, I'm going to make breakfast. I'm going to wake up and make breakfast.
Yeah.
And then I wake up and I'm like, I don't feel like cutting potatoes, boiling up potatoes so that I can, like, pan fry them up
Right.
and, like, make a skillety thing. And then I'm just like, no, I'll just
I mean, how many times
have
have you eaten
5
pizza
cups
in
of
the
coffee.
morning? Or is that your first thing?
leftover? Anything that's leftover
Yeah.
is the first thing I go to when I'm
Chinese.
hungry. Chinese food is the best thing, even
Cold
if it's
Chinese
not
is
yours.
amazing.
Even if it's your roommates, and you're just really drunk, and you go, oh, motherfucker, got boneless spare ribs. You ain't gonna miss 5. And you throw them in your mouth,
You know what's really
and then
good
he
cold?
doesn't listen to your show, so he doesn't find out.
The fried wonton.
Oh, yeah, hell yeah, yeah.
The
I
cheese
almost-
ones.
No, the like pork ones.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, okay, like
Like
okay,
from
I'm thinking like the crispy
like out of the
ones.
wonton soup.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then they
fried,
deep
yeah.
fry them.
Yeah.
Just don't even eat them hot. Just let them.
Let
Put
'em
them
sit.
right in the fridge. Eat them the next
And then soak
morning.
'em
Can
in
we skip
the
this whole
sauce that
step
they
and
get.
never cook them? Can we just
Yeah,
do them
maybe.
right to just eat them
Eat 'em
raw?
raw?
Eat them raw.
yeah.
We can make a T-shirt that says "Eat them raw." I think
Nobody's
people would buy
ever
that
died
shirt.
from eating raw pork, dude.
Never.
Ever.
Pork's like chicken. It's good for you uncooked. And you definitely don't want medium rare pork,
No.
I was trying to make a
That-
sausage patty the other day without sausage, but I had made sausage gravy like a week ago. And so I had leftover gravy, all of
Right.
or not sausage, but pork gravy,
Right,
and all the pork was gone, and I just had the gravy I made from its juices, and so I took a pound of beef, and I mixed the pork's gravy
Yeah,
into that,
right.
and then made patties and was trying to pan fried them up and everything, and they just have like this beer has the essence of peach. They had the essence
Of pork? Yeah.
but it was like a 100% beef patty. And then that's when I was making a cheeseburger at 9 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, "What am I gonna do?" It's really just, it's not a sausage patty. So I went, I'll just make an egg sandwich. But an egg sandwich with a cheeseburger is a cheeseburger with an egg on it.
Yeah, but it's
That's-
technically still
Yeah.
breakfast.
it's still breakfast.
Still breakfast.
But I'll have a sunrise burger, or really moons over my hammy, at Denny's at any
Yeah.
time of the day.
Yeah.
And I
Denny's.
probably want them later. I do miss things like Denny's. I think I don't focus on that stuff that we haven't done in forever. I haven't gone down to like Allentown in over 6 months, and which means I haven't seen a Denny's or I
Sure,
haven't gone
sure.
to a Waffle House or anything like
When was
that.
the
I'm
last?
starting to
I mean,
miss that.
Perkins, same shit. Even though it's right in town.
Yeah, I don't want to go to
Perkins
Perkins
sucks,
anymore.
It sucks.
Perkins
It
was
does.
only good because you could stay there all night smoking cigarettes in a cigarette section.
Yeah.
And now both of those things don't exist.
Now, is
No
there any
point going there.
breakfast? Is there
And
any?
R.I.P. Dave Johnson, he passed away in January, so he's not even there
Sure.
to hassle. And he was
Sure.
the best part about that. And Cheryl with her sweet, sweet booty. There's just the finest older woman probably that's ever worked as a waitress anywhere. Cheryl, and she purposely shook her booty all over the place to the point where my buddy Dave literally just started bouncing quarters off of her as she walked by.
How old was she?
She was in her 40s, I think, when we were going there.
That
So-
doesn't seem that old now.
no, it doesn't seem that old, but we were 19.
I mean, I'm a year
20.
away from it, so-
Yeah.
A
Just
year?
it. But
no,
you're-
you're
dude, I'm
a lot
39.
closer than a year.
you are
that's true,
you are
that's
within
true.
a year
Yeah,
away
I'm
from
within
being
it,
that
yeah.
number,
Yeah.
but you're like 5 years away from that booty. That's all I'm saying.
Ah,
Like you would
fuck.
need squats
I need to start
galore.
working,
You
yeah.
need to really. I want to
what
bounce quarters off your butt, man. How am I supposed to bounce quarters off your butt if it's flat like mine? All right, me and you booty training.
All right.
1 year from today, me and Justin are just gonna have big badunks. We're gonna write a rap album, and we're gonna be the girls in the rap video, shaking our own butts with Zach
Okay.
just sitting there with like a chain on, just like kind of disgusted about what's happening. Tune in next year.
I'll
We'll have
I'll
big
produce
booties.
that album.
You will. Booty boys. Booty boys.
Booty boys.
Booty boys. Booty boys.
The,
Booty
the,
boys.
the,
What?
the double B's, booty boys.
BB, our butts are much bigger than B's, though. They're more like D's. I don't know how you measure butts. Is there a cup size for butts?
No,
Probably.
it's just
I
a
don't
number.
A number, like for your waist and your hips and like that whole
Yeah,
thing?
like the three numbers.
You're 34, 32, 28, whatever that is. I have no idea. What the proportion?
34, 32, 28. That means your hips
Yeah.
are narrower than your
Yes.
waist. That doesn't work.
No, it does. It does. I think that's very
I've
attractive.
seen plenty
alien.
of cartoon characters that are
Yes.
like that.
I mainly masturbate to cartoons, so there you go. That
okay.
explains all of it.
Some weird
It
thing going
explains
on.
all of
Now,
it, yes.
Going back to breakfast or brunch real quick.
Oh, then you're going to go back to booties.
Is there any night, like something you would have for dinner that you would never eat for like early morning?
I don't know. I feel like pulled pork I wouldn't eat in the morning if it's like
Pulled pork
barbecued.
omelets?
I've done
Oh
pulled
yeah,
pork.
Miracle
You're right.
Diner.
I'm immediately
Miracle
wrong.
Diner has
The
pulled pork fucking,
eggs Benedict
yeah,
is
it's amazing.
the best thing. I wouldn't eat just a pulled pork sandwich.
Okay,
Like
okay.
just like if you gave me a brioche roll with pulled pork, but almost anything that's not overly sauced, I'll eat in the morning. If it's
Like
heavy
you're not
and sauced,
eating pasta.
I wouldn't eat pasta for breakfast.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't eat spaghetti.
Yeah, I
for
wouldn't eat
breakfast.
pasta.
I mean that's
but
pretty heavy
if there was,
right off the bat anyway.
but I'm kind of on the fence if there's a lasagna in
Well,
there.
lasagna
I
is
might-
different.
There's so much other good shit in there, and it's I might go with that roll, or that route. But yeah, other than that, I mean, most other Italian foods I would eat. Chinese food,
Chicken
I would eat
parms,
sushi in the
eggplant
morning.
Would you eat eggplant parm?
Yeah, I'd have an eggplant parm.
Eggplant parm and eggs sounds awesome.
That does sound really good. Just eggplant sounds really good.
Yeah.
Speaking of, we never mentioned it, but you made eggplant.
Yeah, it
at
was
the
amazing.
4th of July.
Yeah,
Dude,
it was amazing.
Jesus, it was good.
Thank you.
I was just going over there eating the little balls. What'd you call them? Like the hush puppies?
Yeah.
I was just going over there and going, they're good. I don't need
There's
anything
no
else.
eggplant in the hush puppy.
Yeah, I know, but I
He
made a
wanted the
sandwich
essence
with
of
one.
eggplant, dude.
It's the essence.
I like
of
the
eggplant.
essence of things. I don't like real things, which is again why I masturbate to cartoons.
It's the essence of sex.
Yes,
and women.
masturbation is the essence of sex. All right, guys, well, let's talk about what is going on in the world these days. Hit it, Justin. Hey, what's happening? Hey, what's happening in the world? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Hey, what's happening? Hey, what's happening in the world? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Hey, what's happening? Hey, what's happening in the world? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? So what is going on in the world? A lot of crazy shit, a lot of weird shit going on. But these are a couple stories that I pulled from the headlines to bring to you guys here. First one, so you guys know Nick Cannon, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So have you heard the drama about Nick Cannon at
Some
all?
of it. Yeah.
All right. So basically, he said some things that he quoted something that would be seen as very anti-Semitic. So now he's been dropped by Viacom, which is like Wild and Out. So
Sure.
it's just been dropped altogether.
Well, wait, before you continue on, so MTV
Yes.
sold Ice Cube,
What?
or Ice Cube
They sold him?
Well, no.
Oh.
He bought a bunch of shows from there.
Oh, did he take Wild and Out?
I don't think he took Wild and Out, but he took
Say
like
hot property right now. It's
he took like a
available.
lot of the game show shit.
Okay.
And then I just saw, not that I've watched MTV for a long time, and not that I have cable, but I caught some advertisements. Oh, he bought Punk'd and shit.
Oh,
But
yeah,
MTV
and they
has a
brought it
new
over to
show that's
Quibi.
basically
Yeah.
Punk'd, but it's called something different.
Okay, well, they did put Punk'd on Quibi. They made
did,
10-minute
yes.
episodes, and they have, not Chance. Is it Chance? Chance the Rapper? Is he the host of it now? I believe
don't-
I
Chance
don't
the
know.
Rapper is the host of it.
I'm utterly refusing to care about Quibi.
Yeah, I
Quibi
don't
was
give a shit.
not great, except for the fact that the Punk'd was... Some of them were good, and then Reno 911 had like basically a whole new season on there in 10-minute videos. But it'll all get leaked to something else at some point. Quibi will shut down, and people will want to see at least the Reno 911s. But yeah, the whole Nick Cannon thing. So he got dropped from them, and I guess what it was about it was going into the conspiracy theory about the Rothschilds, and basically the whole like there's like a secret Jewish conglomerate that's controlling everything. Chance the Rapper, it is. All right. Yeah. So he brought this up, and he's kind of sticking to his guns on it, which I mean. Power to you. But what I'm curious about, do you think this...
But didn't he also say some really racist shit about white people?
I mean, I think he's just kind of said that, and now that he went anti-Semitic, it's now like you're offending somebody that's not just white people, so now we can take action against you. And seeing that he went after Jewish people, which is probably the dumbest idea in the music or entertainment industry.
That's true.
And then in the last 100 years, don't you think they've had enough? I mean, like, so he went after that and kind of stands by it. It was very like Minister Farrakhan-esque like stuff, where it's like half of it is like, I agree with what. Oh no, you're going real far here. I don't know if I agree with that.
Right.
So he's sticking to his guns and all of that, but. I'm curious, do you think it is worse? Do you think this hurts him more than being divorced by Mariah Carey? Because he used to have sex with Mariah Carey.
Yeah,
for
but she's
years.
crazy too, and people know.
I don't care.
I'm just saying
that
that.
woman.
I mean, what would you rather used to have? A hit TV show or sex with Mariah Carey?
I would rather be able to say I used to have sex with Mariah Carey than go, hey, I got fired from a hit TV show I used to run.
Sure.
Because there's shame in one. There's no shame in I used to put it in Mariah Carey for a couple of years.
After
she
ended.
Whatever. It doesn't matter. Everybody's used goods at this point. You ain't getting anything fresh, and if you are, you're creeping real hard. You're doing something weird. If you're you're just starting to go to Bible studies to pick up girls at that point. Note to self: go to Bible studies.
Picking up girls at the Bible
for
study.
Virgin loving.
They don't want to fuck, but they love to hug me.
If I want a virgin, they will hug me. They would. You're right. I can start getting off on hugging. It's very close to cartoons.
It's very
hugging
close
and
to
cartoons. Two things in my childhood that have translated to my sexual life as an adult.
God.
I like the fact that I actually, no one will believe me now, I actually don't watch cartoon porn, but I'm just going to stick with it. I'm just going to stick with it.
You should try it.
I should try it. I've never actually, have you ever watched cartoon porn?
Oh, yeah.
Like, I've seen the ads for it, but I've never.
It's crazy.
Like, there's like Family Guy porn, there's fucking Simpsons porn. I saw an ad, and
I'm thinking more like the anime.
Hentai
stuff. Yeah. That stuff, that's a little bit more realistic and probably actually acted out because there's like an audience for it. But who is watching
just weird shit, dude?
But who's watching Brian the dog fuck Chris Griffin or fuck Meg Griffin? Like interspecies cartoon erotica.
Well, I mean that's hentai though, dude. It's like aliens and shit. But the thing that's
I
weird
think
about
fucking an alien is fine because they're you know that they're there. If they're here fucking with you,
a lot of
sexually,
it's like tentacle and shit. But
but
the weird
porn,
thing about
anime, an
anime,
octopus is smarter than me. He can
true.
have sex with me. That's fine. But I'm not gonna fuck a donkey. I'm smarter than that dumbass. Ass jokes.
No, I think the first time I was watching something that was Mark Sailor Moon, and it ended up being like some fucking hentai, fucking weird shit.
I could just jerk off to regular old Sailor Moon, not even the hentai.
Was the porno called Scale Her?
No, it was just Mark Sailor Moon, and I just happened to fucking click on something, and at one point it was transvest. It was a fucking weird show, dude.
Yeah.
It wasn't Sailor Moon though. They all looked like Sailor Moon, but it was not Sailor Moon.
I liked Sailor Moon.
It was a great show.
You know what the closest I probably actually got in real life? I watched Avatar porn. After Avatar came out, there was a lot of Avatar porn, and I thought it was Smurf porn, which just leads to the funny thing about people calling them just Smurfs.
Find Smurfs?
I was trying to find Papa Smurf banging,
Remember that song?
Book Smart
Papa
Smurf.
Can I lick your ass? Yeah, lick my ass,
There's a song about Papa Smurf licking ass? I need this song.
No, about the girl Smurf wanting to lick Papa Smurf's ass.
I don't know any
You've never heard? Oh, that was like an E-Bombs World or whatever.
Yeah, I didn't really
like
get on
Flash.
the E-Bombs
It was a
world.
Flash movie,
I was kind of, I don't know why. I was at the age I should have been
Newgrounds,
on E-Bombs.
maybe?
I was on College Humor a lot, but not even that, like... I was watching like Derek comedy, like the early Donald Glover stuff and those things, but... Did
you ever watch High Times The Office? Where it was people that worked at High Times, but it was set up exactly like The Office.
Oh no, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Where do they put that out? Just like on their website?
It's on College Humor,
College Humor?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, that's
I don't know.
Awesome.
I know it was on YouTube, so I'm assuming that's still there.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, well, another thing that's happened in the news, the band Trapped has been under fire lately because they have been saying a lot of things that a lot of people don't agree with. They are very pro-Trump, and so they get a lot of backlash from that. They are very, very anti, not just Black Lives Matter, but it just seems like black people in general. They just don't like them. And all of the music of theirs that I've ever heard, which is... I think Headstrong. The only thing I've ever really listened to them would be Headstrong.
That's the only song I can think of off the top of my head.
And I was going to ask you if you can think of any other songs by them. But the fun thing about this story is that while they were like going back and forth and getting attacked and all this shit, he was claiming like, oh, we're going to sell like tens of thousands of records opening week for our new 600 copies sold in the first week, and now he claims that they did sell about like 37 or 4,000, something like that, pre-sales. Wow. But he's bragging about Trapped, a band that had maybe not a number one song, but a top 20 song.
I didn't even know they were still a band.
I didn't
until this week.
Yeah,
I'm looking through their popular songs.
Yeah, do you know any? Okay,
Headstrong
Headstrong's
was the first one. Then you got Ready When You Are.
No.
Still Frame.
Nope.
2020 release, Make It Out Alive.
Nope.
Who's Going Home With You? Love-hate relationship.
Who's Going
Echo.
Home With You just makes me think of Who's Gonna Drive You Home?
Yeah.
Which is the farthest
Trapp's
thing from
gonna drive me home.
Trapp's gonna drive me home.
Through
Far
a group
enough
of
away.
protesters.
Hopefully, I'm a white guy that'll like me
These
then.
walls stand up, made of glass, black roads, Bring It,
No.
Contagious, Lost Realist.
Oh, Bring It?
Bring It.
Yeah, I don't know that one.
But Headstrong, you've
only
heard
one color.
a billion.
I've done that at karaoke, I'm pretty sure. I think I was forced to do that at karaoke
Yeah,
once.
probably.
I think Brandon Albert was just like, you know this song, and made me do it. I'm like,
Well, they
I
fell
really
in with
don't.
Seether and all that shit. They all sounded the fucking same.
And they were, like, I
They
thought
all
of them
looked
as
the
the way
same.
I thought of Puddle of Mud, the way I thought of Disturbed. Like, all those bands at that time were
Except
all
Disturbed
linked in.
has this
Musical talent?
insane career
yeah.
that you might not like them, but behind the scenes, that dude does so
he produces
much
a lot of stuff you
work.
probably listen
Holy-
to.
Yeah. No,
he is.
I know that he has had a career, but Trapped, if you had asked me, I would assume that Trapped reunited maybe once or twice. But I wouldn't think that they're still putting
what
out
I think
music.
is they probably were still touring, but it was with Seether and shit like that. And you
Yeah,
had
getting
people-
on like the
Third
20
Eye
years
Blind.
later, there's like 8 bands on a festival.
Opening up for
and-
Breaking Ben or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, some of that
Yeah,
shit.
how sad would
Exactly,
that be for them
exactly.
opening up for Breaking Ben now? Like now, they should just be taking turns every other night.
Yeah.
Breaking Ben, actually, most of the guys from Breaking Ben played a gig at the. It was to basically in Scranton to
They're from Scranton.
to help fund all of the local venues that are having trouble, keeping
That's
through
cool. That is
COVID.
cool of them.
So almost everybody, I'll talk shit on them as the music they make because I do not like the
Right,
music
right.
they
Yeah,
make for forever, and more so because I've heard them since they were nothing,
Sure,
and
sure.
been like, why do you like these guys? Like, I don't get this. This is at that point like people that were into Breaking Ben existed, and then there were people that were like into Split 50, and those were like the two bands that were
Right.
kind of big enough around here to be like,
I remember,
they're cool.
yeah.
And
I
then
remember both of those at the same
Split just
time.
kind of stayed at Split. They did Warped Tour and everything, and Breaking Ben all of a sudden was on
ZZO,
like ZZO
every
everywhere.
hour.
And then I'm like, is ZZO a local channel? No, this is going everywhere.
Yeah.
And then they're on MTV,
Right.
and then that fucking one song that they have that
That
I Will
Diary
Not
of-
Bow.
oh, yeah.
Diary of Jane is like their biggest one, but the I Will Not Bow song, or I Will Not Break, or whatever it's
Yeah.
called, it is the first time I heard
I Will
it.
Not Bow.
I knew that they had ripped this melody off. The I will not bow.
Yeah, yeah.
I will not break. I will.
Yeah.
All right, and I might have done this on the show in the past, and you might know this. And if not, here's a new one for you. Up where they walk, up where they talk, up where they stay all day in the sun. Little Mermaid. They ripped off the exact melody line from Little Mermaid.
I mean, if you're
Part
gonna
of
steal, you
your
might as well take it
world.
from Disney, right?
Oh my God! And nobody's ever sued them. I need to get Disney on the line. I need to get Disney on the
So
line.
if we're talking about music,
Yeah.
let's talk about. It was a really good weekend for me.
Okay.
Listen to a lot of Oliver Tree.
No, I did
Oh,
not.
it's good.
I've listened
It's
to most
good.
of those songs. The Oliver Tree shit came out. The new Sufjan Stevens.
Oh,
Oh, hell yeah.
Has anybody ever figured out how to say his name?
No.
Okay, cool.
It's
I thought it was Sufjan
It's like
for so long, or
Sufjan,
Sufjan.
Sufjan, maybe?
Sufjan or Sufjan?
I don't know.
Cool.
Sultan.
And Steffens? Stavens. Sufjan Steffens.
Stavens. Anyway,
Stuff this jam and
he
Steffens.
put out an
Stuff this jam,
EP.
Steffens.
It's 2 songs. It's 25 minutes.
Really?
Is
Two
it
songs.
also named after a city?
No,
No, it's
that was
called
a whole...
America.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Did you know the
Okay.
plan with his albums
Yes.
originally? He was
Yes.
going to make 50 albums, and
Yes.
then 51 was going to be an album
Now
called
this,
America.
what he came out this weekend, is my favorite thing that he's done since Illinois.
Okay.
Dude.
Okay.
And
That's a
I've
great
gotten all
album.
of his albums since I got into him when he started, like, with Michigan and Illinois.
Yeah.
I love Illinois. It is one of my
a
favorite
great
albums
album,
of all
Three
time.
versions
How
of
many-
one song on that album, and it's like they did one where it's like the radio edit, the regular version, and
Yep.
then the adult contemporary version,
Yeah.
and they're fucking brilliant.
How many
all of
times
it's
did we
brilliant.
listen to that album when we were at work?
A billion.
All the
I've
time,
listened
dude.
to that album so many.
Now,
but
is that called Illinois or Illinois? Do they put an E at the end of it? Is it called
No,
just
I
Illinois?
don't.
Okay.
it was originally
Or somebody
supposed
else
to be
used
like,
Illinois.
come on, feel the
Okay,
Illinois.
maybe that's what I'm thinking. All right.
But this thing he put out called America
Yeah.
is so.
Ooh, I gotta get
It is
Craig on that.
so-
Craig
there
was the one that got me into
There is no
Sufjan.
E. at the
No,
end.
no E.
It
Okay.
is so.
Oh wait, on the cover it is.
On the cover, it
Oh.
but they
says.
don't list it.
Okay.
With,
All right.
Yeah.
so I don't. I
Gotcha.
couldn't tell you which.
That's
is
an
which.
artistic choice that somebody made.
So
All right.
that came out, which is amazing.
Okay.
It's a long listen because it's only 2 tracks in 25 minutes. You gotta
Yeah.
sit through the
I
whole
want
thing.
that single. If they put that on vinyl,
Oh,
a
that'd be
12-inch
awesome.
single, one
hell
side,
yeah, dude.
one song, the
And
other
then
side, the
Animal
other.
Collective put out
Love Animal
four
Collective.
songs that are like 30 minutes, so
Okay.
more long songs.
Okay.
It's
Wait,
what I
each
like.
song is about 30 minutes long?
No, the whole
whole-
Or so
track
about, you're
album.
averaging eight and a half
And
minutes
it,
a song.
I was
Okay.
telling you about it earlier. It sounds like the last brand new album,
Yeah, you were
Okay.
saying
but it's Animal Collective.
well, you said Daisy, not science fiction. It sounds more like Daisy, right?
Yeah, well, a little
Only
bit
because
like
we didn't
both.
listen enough to science fiction to recall
I
exactly
listened-
what they
I
sound
did.
like.
I don't know.
I
I listened to
I
it.
love Science.
I
That
have it on
was-
vinyl, and I've not listened to it
Dude,
since I bought it.
That was my fall album.
Oh, I
I
listened
was
to it when I
super
bought it.
fucking depressed just listening to it.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay, thanks.
Yeah, I
guys.
got to see it live. That was
Yeah,
really
yeah.
cool. Then I got to drive home and find out that they were no longer a band. So
Yeah,
I got like the
yeah.
second or third to last of their shows.
And then King Giz put out a new song.
I haven't
Yeah,
listened to that one yet.
that shit is
I
a-
knew there
it's
was one that
really
you
good.
Dude,
sent.
I
I
had
love-
it on repeat on accident. It sort of loops on itself, and you don't
Yeah.
realize
Really?
it ends and starts again.
You ever have a situation where you're listening to a song on a CD and the CD skipped and it was just looping the same
Yes.
thing
Yeah.
over and over again, and you're driving going, this is a lot longer of a song. I happened to define the great line. First time me and Tyree ever listened to it he must have scratched it, putting it into the Discman,
Right.
plugged into his Jimmy,
Yeah,
and we're
yeah.
driving around, and then we're parked outside the liquor store, and Dave is inside, and we're like waiting, and it's like 20 minutes, and we're just sitting there both jamming like hard. And we didn't smoke pot at this point,
Right,
anything
right.
like that. Not that I do now, but we didn't do anything like that. So I was just in a natural groove, and we're like, this is like dun, 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 dun. And we're just like, this is great. And then eventually I look down and I go, oh, it keeps going 211, 212, 211, 212, 211, 212. And we're like, this has been going on for at least 10, 15 minutes.
Oh,
and we
man.
were like, they're bold. They're taking a big stand right here. We're going to play the same second over and over again.
That happens to
These
me on the
morons are
record
gonna
player
listen.
every once in a while, man.
Yeah.
Where it'll skip and then catch itself.
Yeah.
And then you get bands like Godspeed who just have an infinite
But
loop
infinite
at the
loop.
end.
Oh, is
on
that
the
the one
end.
that like and then it cuts you back to the beginning or to
No,
another?
no.
Not to the beginning, but
Just like at the beginning of the back loop.
yeah,
yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
It just
Yep.
cuts you back in and then
Yep.
cuts
But
you
the new
back
King
in.
Giz song,
Ooh,
pretty good.
It's
hell
really
yeah.
good.
You said it
It's,
was funny, right? Is
no,
that what
funky.
Oh, funky. Oh, I thought you said funny.
It
Okay. I was drunk when I read that.
it's another microtonal, right? But it's different.
It sounds microtonal to me. It's got some sort of.
Did you watch the video?
No, I didn't.
Oh, he's using.
Oh, is he playing the banana?
It's not the banana. I'll bring
Wait,
up
what's
the video.
banana?
The
What?
the yellow
Stu's
Stu's yellow guitar is
Yeah,
called
okay.
the banana. That's the album, the Flying
I was
Microtonal
really hoping
Banana.
he was
Mute
playing
this
with the
volume
banana.
real quick.
Yeah, really
While
was
I'm
hoping that he was playing with a real banana and like slapping it against his wiener or something like that and getting some tones out of it, some microtones out of his micro penis.
My God, I get microtones out of micro penises.
Oh, all right. While you're looking this up, I'm gonna start introducing.
Oh, look.
our-
Yeah, it's an acoustic. I know.
Oh.
Yep. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's microtonal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this definitely is more in the like not heavy.
All right.
No, it's
It's
not
more
like
like
what they put out the
Gumboot
last
soup
album.
or paper mache or some. They have so many fucking.
Yeah, there's a
albums.
lot of and I'm also a person that's terrible with names of things. Just in general, I've got like people. Some people have like facial blindness. I don't remember, like, if you play it, I go, oh yeah, I know that.
Mm-hmm.
But if you go, unless it's like one of like 5 bands that I know, very well, you could be like, oh yeah, there is this song, this Beatles song, and it's about all about this girl, and it's like in French, and I just be like, Mabel? Is it called Mabel? I don't know what it's called. All right, guys. Well, today, as we were talking about earlier, we do have a very special featured band tonight. It is Bad Advice. They are from Leipzig, Germany, based sometimes out of Los Angeles. Leipzig, L-E-I. So that's why I thought lie. Leipzig. Leipzig or Leipzig. It could be Leipzig.
I feel like Leap is more German
Than Leip.
sounding.
Okay.
Yeah, Leap.
So I was thinking Franz and Nine and Nine. I was thinking that, who was that guy? Never mind. So I was thinking
Ask Nick Cannon.
Ask Nick Cannon. He probably sides with him on things. But enough about that past. They're from Germany, sometimes based in Los Angeles. I just saw a post they made earlier that they were in Stockholm waiting to get a flight to continue a little bit of a tour that they're actually able to be doing. I'm assuming they're doing like outdoor venues and stuff along those lines. But again, Bad Advice, if you like what you hear, at Bad Advice Punk, underscores in between Bad and Advice and Punk, Bad _Advice _Punk on Instagram. You can find them on YouTube and Spotify. I'm good with worders today.
Worders.
Yeah. So you can check them. This release is off of In Delirium Records. If you're watching along with us, you'll be seeing the music video. If you are listening at home, stop being fucking stupid and watch us on the YouTubes.
Yeah,
all right?
what are you doing over
watch
there?
us on the YouTubes. Okay. Here is one of my favorite songs that I have heard. I keep saying it. I know I say it a lot.
It's a good song.
So fucking fun. I love how they I love everything about this. So again, Bad Advice. The single that you are listening to is called Forever and a Day. We'll see you guys in a couple minutes. Enjoy.
The sun goes down, another day is passing by. She sits in front of her TV just to kill some time. She thinks about the days when all her friends were all around. But now everyone's gone and she's alone in this boring town. And she says I always wanted to go away, but a part of me just made me stay. I said and thought the years go by. Now I'm still here and I wonder why. How did I become such a jerk? Tell me how. How did I become what I become? What I am now? I used to think someone would come, someone to make my dreams come true. Guess I'm made forever and a day, so I feel blue, but I'm used to it. The sun is down, another day is gone for good. She cleans her teeth and goes to bed like a good girl should. But every night she thinks about the life that could have been. She says, look at me now, I'm full of regrets and broken dreams. And she cries like I always wanted to go away, but a part of me just made me stay. I said and thought the years go by. Now I'm still here and I wonder why. How did I become such a jerk? Tell me how. How did I become what I become? What I am now? I used to think someone would come, someone to make my dreams come true. Guess I'm made forever and a day, so I'll feel blue. your view. 'Cause if you don't reach out for your dreams, nobody else will do. So do it for you. But she says, how did I become such a jerk? Tell me how. How did I become what I've become? What I am now. I used to think someone would come, someone to make my dreams come true. Guess I made forever and that day, so I'll feel blue, but I'm used to it. But I'm used to it. But I'm used to it.
All right, guys, there you have it. And as we were talking about while we were listening to it, very, you can tell he's German from his style, his pronunciation of things. I love it. But that drummer is the bastard son of Richard Blackmore and Justin Olimpedo. You take Justin's beard. And the guy looks kind of Italian, so you mix the two of you guys together. I think this is.
I am German and Italian,
and
so
he is a drummer, so I think you guys raised him proper. You gave him good advice, and then he joined a band called Bad Advice. But go again, check them out at bad_advice_punk on Instagram. Again, YouTube, Spotify, anywhere you can find music. Check out Bad Advice, a bunch of other videos online, and then through watching that video is where we found 3 bands that we're going to be featuring. Again, the Seattle, Memphis, and Orlando
can I just
bands.
say this?
I'm so stoked about it.
Even if it's the same song, go check out the brand new Heels song.
Yes. Oh, Heels is such a good band. HEELS, Heels Hardcore, I think sometimes they go as.
I forget what the song was. Postpardon, yeah.
Yeah, not postpartum, postpardon. Fucking amazing, and that might be the video that we feature in season 5. I'm not exactly sure yet. We're still in talks about all of that. But again, Bad Advice. Thank you guys so much. That single, Forever and a Day,
hell yeah.
Fucking awesome. Good luck on the rest of your tour. Stay safe, stay healthy, all of that. We look forward to featuring you again in the future.
Fuck yeah.
But today we wrote another song. This is song 5 in the Old Trash installment of our Captalan series.
Have you been going back and listening to any of the songs from this?
From
EP?
Rubbish or from this?
No, from Old Trash.
Last week's song has been played by me more times than any other song that we've recorded because I had to show Richard. Richard was over the other day, and I was like, "You are going to like this." And he's like, listening. He's like, "Oh, that is evil sounding." And I'm like, "Yeah, I like the whispers and everything." I'm like, "It's good." And then he kept throwing out comparisons to things that I don't remember because again, name blindness. Sure. And he really dug it. James O was asking about like what pedals you were using and stuff, and I was like, yeah, that one was used, and blah blah blah, but I don't know what the final edit is. But I told him that you used multiple guitars on it and everything. He was like, yeah, it sounded really fucking good. And we're getting a good response from this last song. Sure. Mainly because I've been just billing it as the heaviest fucking thing we've ever done.
It is the heaviest thing.
And it 100% is. Yeah. So I've gone back and listened to that. I've gone back and listened to the other ones, not this week because I've just been listening to the most recent one. Right. But I've gone back and listened to all of them a little bit. Not as much maybe as I did with the original Rubbish. Right. And I'm waiting for all this to be done to again sit down and go through all of them. But listen to Rubbish and then this as one thing is going to be really fucking fun to sit down.
Now you're going to do it
straight
this
through.
Before or
it's the Star Wars argument, man. Like what comes when? Do you go chronological or you do release? I go release with Star Wars, so I will go release probably. But when we're all done, I'll
probably
like
listen
now.
To it both ways.
Now I'll watch Star Wars 1 through 9. Yeah. But when we had 1, 2, 3 coming out and 4, 5, 6 were already out, I would always go 4, 5, 6 and then 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So I was like, that was the way it was intended to be. That was where Georgia Boy wanted you to see it.
Good old Georgia Boy.
Georgia, put in pie.
I like doing
Georgie Porgy put it in pie.
I like
fucked
doing
up his movies,
4,
made
5,
nerds cry.
1, 2, 3, 6.
Well, if you start with 1, 2, 3,
because different. at the end of
you find
Empire,
out I'm your father.
like oh shit.
And then go. Ooh, I like that order.
That's a fun way to do
Did you decide that on your own, or did you find somebody else that was doing that? 'Cause
I
that
think
is
that
brilliant.
a lot of, I don't know who came up with it,
Yeah.
but that was like a thing back in the day.
That's a really smart way to go about it. I like that. I'm gonna have to try that out. I was watching A New Hope on VHS, like the original 1983 release on VHS, and it's so weird to watch it completely unedited, just as it was originally intended.
Yeah.
It is such a slower moving movie, and it is beautiful. And it's just called Star Wars. It's not A New Hope. It's just called Star Wars on everything at that point. But either way, our Star Wars, our series right now, we're jumping in. This song is called, once again, Neo Genesis, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So Neo Genesis. Last week we saw the with our heaviest fucking song ever, we saw Simon being banished to nowhere and rising up through the ranks and from the turmoil of the pits of hell and becoming side by side with Jakara, the queen of nowhere, becoming her prince.
Right.
Because, in like royalty, when it's the queen, if it's a king, he has a queen, but if it's a queen, she's got a prince.
Right.
I like that. He's a sub in that situation, kind of. Now, this is then jumping to post the fall of man.
Right.
Yes.
And where Simon has now started to wreak havoc on planets with intelligent life with his power that he's gained in nowhere. And he has set his sights, as I say in the lyrics, he set his sights on Earth, and he has a giant drill, this thing that they call the pump, that is pumping all of the energy, all of the resources out. And the crazy thing about Earth is he finds out that Earth is a very special planet and respawns everything, and life starts growing back.
Yeah,
Not necessarily intelligent
grows back.
life, but life grows back from nothing. Earth will prevail is kind of like what I'm seeing in the background there. Maybe it comes back up in the future, or the past, as Emmett Brown would say, or the past. See you in the future, or the past. Yeah, that great scene where he's talking to himself in Back to the Future 2, and they're setting up the car for Back to the Future 1.
once.
All right, never mind.
It's all on Netflix.
Either way, see you in the future or the past.
I've only ever watched those movies on Back to the Future Day with Justin. I had never seen them
Really?
before.
Ooh.
I love
That's
those movies.
crazy.
Whatever
Yeah,
it was.
I watched
What,
that
childhood
like
memory.
20...
Probably once a month I watched the whole trilogy.
I don't know. I didn't finish 3.
Do you go in reverse on that one
3's
now?
great. ZZ Top is in there.
Wait, do you
ZZ
watch
Top's
those
the
in
background.
reverse now?
I've never done that, but I would. It'd be kind of funny to watch it because time is irrelevant.
Yeah, exactly.
But our song goes into that whole story of him draining Earth of its resources and basically staying a presence because he realizes that he can keep draining this planet.
Right. He just has to wait a little bit.
And meanwhile, the dwarves, as we've learned in the song The Dwarves, are now underground and hiding and slowly adapting to that, and they are becoming the dwarves. And Simon doesn't really know that they are there. They're kind of like out of his eye. He sees that everybody's been killed, so he can go and take all the resources. He doesn't know these people are hiding. So that's the premise of what we are doing in this song. Musically, Zach, who were you listening to? What was the inspiration for this single? And how did we do executing
It was
based on
hard
those?
to come up with what to play in this song.
It's a different, like, tonally, this is a
because
different
after,
story.
after last week's
We
brutality
could have just done a
fest.
piano ballad,
Yeah,
and it would have been, like, just as
So the
smooth.
intro, I had that in mind
Okay.
Right.
today, last couple of days thinking about it. I sort of wanted the sound of what the
Pump would be.
the pump sounds
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
And then today I was listening to a bunch of Death and a bunch of Van Halen.
Right.
Ooh.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you kept mentioning Van Halen.
Yeah,
to
you
me
did bring
when
up
I was
Van
doing
Halen.
some
Yeah.
Stuff, you know what I mean?
You bring
So-
up Mark Anthony, and I went, Mark Anthony? Why are we talking about Mark Anthony right now?
That is his name, right? Mark Anthony?
I don't know. I honestly would not know if he's not one of 3 people that have ever been in that band.
That has the name Van Halen.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Was it Alex Van Halen? Was it the younger
Mark
one?
Michael Anthony.
Oh, Michael Anthony, not Mark
There we
Anthony.
go. Oh, I
Sorry.
know him. Oh.
Michael. Sorry.
Oh. Same thing. If you had said, like, Mark Rappaport, I would have been like, who? And then we would have looked it up and we were like, Michael Rappaport. I'd been like,
Michael
oh,
Rappaport.
that guy. Right? Yeah. Totally the same
Welcome
thing.
to Michael's Rap Report.
Yeah. His Rap Report with Rappaport. That'd be a show we need to pitch to.
Yeah, Rap Report's Rap Report.
Yeah, it'd
He
be
just
good.
tells you all
That's
the new
your
rap
name?
songs.
He's like, shit's
Michael Anthony
hot.
is your name?
Yes. So you were pulling from those guys. And then, yeah, we've got like a nice clean part in this, like the pretty hook. And then there's other parts. We're not nearly as heavy as last week. There are some, some spots.
I mean, there's some spots that's
Yeah.
pretty brutal from what I heard.
Somebody just said F. Michael Anthony?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
And then James with, he's the real MVP.
Who's the real MVP?
He is. He's the man that held
Kept
that.
it all driving.
He held that band together. He held that band together.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. His backup vocals,
Mhm.
his dance moves.
Oh, he's a dancer. I guess, I got to watch more Van Halen videos live maybe to get him. Because I'm always just, I look at the bass player, I'm like, yeah, there's the bass player. Unless he's doing something crazy.
Well, I mean, that's the other thing,
and
too.
apparently he was doing something crazy and I didn't
I'm
notice.
sure he gets credit, but he doesn't get credit. I mean, I'm sure he gets credit within the music community, but most people are like, Eddie Van Halen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, either way. So, Justin, you jumped in and did your drum tracks. What was this week like for you on the drums?
I mean, it's a little different. Like Zach said, we went from when he originally told me about last week, he was like, this is going to be the heaviest of, and that may change, when you go into your writing and everything as far as the next song goes. But, I don't know, trying to keep it interesting. And I think at one point it was just like too much of the same thing, a little bit different. You know what I mean? Like, and trying not to, I don't know, when I was first playing, it was like I was always trying to double bass, and now I'm like, did I just put too much into that? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like there's parts, but you want to keep it driving.
Yeah.
And I don't want to overdo it through the whole series. I mean, I think this is the most double bass. This is definitely the most double bass that we've ever done on a
any
series.
other series of albums
Oh,
or anything
yeah.
like that.
You know what I mean? So like,
Well,
now
it's metal.
that-
You have to.
Yeah.
now
you
that
gotta
we're
crank
5
it up a
songs
little
in,
bit
I'm
to
just
get
like,
that
shit, have we done
going.
too much? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Never.
Where when I
Balls to
was
the
learning,
wall.
you're like, stop doing that so much. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like, oh fuck, that's in the back of my head all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
well, you got better at it.
Yes. Yeah.
In
yeah.
the beginning, when you're not good at double bass,
Yeah.
it does not help
It
at
doesn't
all.
help. No.
But the problem is you want to keep doing it so you get better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get that.
It's
Yeah,
double,
for sure.
double bass is one of those
It's
hard
not easy,
things.
man.
You know, you got to
Yeah.
know when to do it.
Right.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of music, especially like, when I was growing up like 15, 20 years ago, way overkill on where it's just like
Yeah. Yeah.
the
yeah.
entire time you're like, this isn't adding
I mean,
anything
I
right
love
now.
black metal and
Well, I
death
do
metal,
too.
which is all just.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
that
yeah.
the
makes
whole
sense.
time.
But when you're just having like a nice sing-songy part in like a screamo band, and the guy's just like, da,
Yeah, yeah.
da, 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 da,
Yeah.
you're just like, you don't need this right now. Be more Patrick Wilson and Weezer, and just keep the fucking beat and let
Right.
the fucking
Yeah.
vocals shine through.
But yeah, I mean, and that's the other thing. Like, I think we've all gotten better at writing together and whatnot.
Oh, fuck
and,
yeah.
And I don't.
It's
there's-
almost been 2 years of us writing one song a
week, yeah,
at this
and-
point. And we were talking about it. We were doing the math earlier while you were recording. This is technically song 66 of our original full-length actual songs. We've done
Wow.
66
Yeah.
original brunch.
I mean,
brunk,
and it,
bronk.
realistically, we have
today's.
technically done more. We did intro songs,
did a
but
lot
they're
of
technically
intro songs, yeah.
songs.
But yeah, then we were calculating when we would hit song 100, and it'll be season 6, episode 8.
Yes.
So that'll be around June,
The song
July
will
of
be
next year.
68 minutes
It'll be
long.
68 minutes long, or 100 minutes long, because it
Yeah.
will be song 100.
Yeah.
Ooh, it'll take us 100 weeks to make it. You're never gonna hear it.
We
Never,
are brunch,
ever gonna hear
doctor.
it. Yes, we are Brunch.
Yes.
Brunch is our band, and
can
this is
check
our
out-
Brunch weekly original single this week. Again, it's called Neo Genesis.
Mm-hmm.
This is the longest song that we have written in a very long while, at least since the math rock that we did at the beginning of this season.
Sure.
We cleared 7 minutes on this.
Yeah.
7:33.
7:33. So again, this song has it's got a lot of different parts to it, like most of our songs do,
Right.
but it does have kind of the lighter of things we've done on this album as of yet.
Sure.
I'm really excited to hear it. Hope you guys are really excited to hear it. So let's just jump right into it. Our 7.5 minute part 5 of Old Trash. Here is Neo Genesis. We'll see you guys in just a few.
from Simon's watch. Beneath the earthly hell, all is now lost. Even under a tyrant's hand, away from Simon's watch, the remnants of man has not been lost. In the cases of swell, away from Simon's watch, beneath the earthly hell, all is now lost. Even under a tyrant's hand, away from Simon's watch, the remnants of
All right, there you have it. Again, that is Neo Genesis, the
Yes.
5th track on Old Trash.
Before you move on, I just want to say,
Yeah.
like we talked about it earlier, if you're new here, we write, record,
Mix
mix,
and
master,
master.
all in the day.
In the day, so we started at like
5,
5:30, really 5:30ish
Yeah.
when we really started getting going with it. So that's all done in a 3.5-4 hour time period.
And we'll take the compliment that it reminds you of Red Fang.
Yeah,
I
that
love
is
Red Fang.
amazing. James has said it fucking rules. Fucking appreciate the feedback there. Tell your friends if they also like
We
Red
have plenty
Fang.
of shitty music videos. Just
Yeah.
check out our channel more.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. Keep coming back. We'll do shittier and shittier things for you too.
I can't wait till the next show we play when
Yeah.
we're picking songs. To
Oh
do.
man.
It's like, let's do Extra Dimensional Hellfire live.
Yeah,
Do
let's do
we-
that live, and then let's
do
do,
we also do-
Counterpoint live, and then let's do like anything off the Math Rock album is
God.
gonna not be possible.
Do
the
we
pop
take
punk would be
requests
the
from
easiest
people at
way.
that point? Like
Yeah,
one
yeah.
poll?
Counterpoint, I think, has become my favorite song on that album.
Okay,
Yeah,
it is the one
it
I
is a
go
great-
back to
it's
the
a great
most.
song.
The second verse is just so
It's
out
absurd.
of control. Two guitars playing two different things in two different time signatures, and the two different vocals going
Yep.
on. Like
Yeah.
that song
It's
was
a
fun.
wild- It's a wild
we
thing.
really like to challenge ourselves. In season 5, we're gonna keep that going.
Well,
we're gonna
and
be coming back
if
with
you're new,
different-
that's the reason we started doing this.
yeah.
Is
Yeah.
we wanted to make writing some of this music as difficult on
Oh, for
ourselves
sure.
as possible.
Which is why
It's
we've
made
done
us
11
better.
and a half minute songs.
Yeah.
in
It's
the
made us a
past.
lot better.
And you can see, I mean, and we say that it does. It
That's why we did
does
songs
make
with
us better.
24 time signature changes
Yeah.
in them before.
But then I still go back and I listen to Otis and I listen to the first couple that we released, and they all
Yeah.
hold up. So that is
Sure.
one thing that I personally am proud of on our own behalf.
Yeah.
That some are.
I mean,
are
Soul
flops.
Seeker is
Some
still
of
a
them
song
are
I
not
go to.
great. And a lot of times that they're not great, it was because of this guy not
Wow,
pulling
it's
through
a
and
group
going
effort,
full.
Yeah, there was a lot of things I struggled with. There was sometimes
I'm going to
that-
say that the overuse of the Gothic Elvis voice probably happened way too much for a string there. There was a lot of me just sounding like Danzig
Well.
or Meatloaf
What's
and
the
Danzig.
difference, really?
Not much, but that is
It's
a
a great
wonderful
transition. 'Cause you were talking to me about this
It is a
before.
wonderful transition into our discussion tonight that we are going to have with Zach. Zach does not have social media. He doesn't have a presence.
But I got beer!
He's got beer. So Zach is on Facebook, and sometimes things happen on Facebook, and I go, I wonder what Zach would say to this if he was on Facebook. And sometimes your dad comments for you, and I just
Right.
go, Danny's got it covered. I know what Zach would have said here, but Dear friend of ours, a past guest on our show,
Yes.
and a local icon, a local hero in the music world's Steve-O.
Yes.
One of my local heroes.
One of the best, one of the most enjoyable
Stand-up
guys to
dude
get
as well.
shit-faced
Like,
drunk
really.
with on a Sunday night. He has been making these claims in question form, I guess is the best way to say it.
You know what? I'd
Basically-
rather see all of that than half of the shitty feed that would come
And
up.
that's what I'm enjoying about him posting these little propositions. Now, what he's doing is he's posting an unpopular opinion. Mostly, actually, all of them are music related.
Okay.
And some of them
I
I
like
saw
music.
and I go, yeah, Zach would agree with that. And other ones I saw and go, I really wonder if what Zach's opinion would be here. So I want to give you, he has 4 that he has posted as of me writing this all together.
Right.
I don't know if there's been one since then. But he threw out 4 opinions. And I'm going to read you each of them, and I want your opinion on each of them. And since we are already saying great transition, Meatloaf, here is his first opinion that he posted.
Right.
Meatloaf is cooler than Queen. Is Meatloaf cooler, not more talented, not better? Is he cooler than Queen? And you got to take his music career into account. You got
Fight
to take
Club
his
alone.
acting career into account. He was in Fight Club. He was in Rocky Horror Picture Show. He has a lot of shit going for him. So do you think he is cooler? I will say that I did not comment on this one.
I'm gonna have to work through this a little bit. Okay,
I
so
personally thought that Meatloaf as a person, I mean, being alive is cooler than being dead. Freddie Mercury's dead, so
Yeah, but are we
in that
just-
way he's cooler, I
is,
guess.
is it Freddie Mercury or is it the band as a whole?
The band as a whole.
Because-
and if you went right now as they exist, I would say Meatloaf right now as he exists versus Queen as they exist, that
Because
Meatloaf is
Brian
cooler.
May,
Brian
is-
May is cooler.
Yeah.
so cool.
Oh, yeah.
True.
So his guitar, the Red Special.
Yeah.
You know where he got that?
Meatloaf?
Him and his dad made it
What?
Oh, really?
in the garage.
Wait, really?
Built
Oh, I
it
didn't know that.
themselves.
Oh, damn.
That guitar that has that wild tone that no one can replicate.
Yeah.
The
Is
soul,
a-
the
is a
soul,
home
all
built
his
guitar.
solos. It sounds like that because him and his father
That makes sense.
built that guitar themselves.
Yeah.
And that's why no one's guitar tone sounds like Brian May. That's when he
True.
rips a solo, you're like,
True.
that's Brian May.
But 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Now,
Paradise by the Dashboard
I
Lights.
absolutely
Bad out of Hell.
detest
Bad out of Hell 2.
Meatloaf. I fucking hate Meatloaf's music.
Yes. Okay.
As much as I hate eating meatloaf.
You don't like Meatloaf?
Oh,
the,
I
the
don't
food?
like the food
Oh,
Meatloaf.
weird.
I don't
love
like the
food.
band Meatloaf.
I'm a ketchup and cheese on top of mine
You
and
could
then
have
bacon.
I feel like you could take his character in Fight Club and replace it with any other guy.
So you're going
his
then
same size.
Queen is cooler
Queen,
than...
was-
Queen
listen.
is way fucking, and I'm not a Queen fan.
Yeah. This is why most of
I am
these
not
are
a
not
big
fan of
Queen
either
fan.
of them.
I
not
appreciate Queen
one-sided.
because of how talented they are.
And Freddie Mercury's vocals being bizarrely
But
amazing.
there is no scenario when I am choosing Meatloaf in any way, shape, or form.
You
over
go to the
Queen.
jukebox, you're
Could
never putting
even-
on Meatloaf or Queen. You're not putting
I'm
on
never
either.
putting
yeah,
on.
yeah,
well,
definitely
I'm not
not.
going to say I'm never putting on Queen because Queen has some rippers.
Don't Stop Me Now at a good point.
That's a good
is
song.
an amazing
Dude,
time.
the
Bicycle,
the theme
amazing
song to what's that fucking horrible movie?
Yeah. Big Yellow cover on the album. Flash Gordon.
Flash
Yeah, yeah,
Gordon.
Flash Gordon,
That
yeah.
song
True.
rips.
Yep.
And I have found myself putting that song on.
Okay, so you bring that up. Now, I'll extend this question more. Flash Gordon or Rocky Horror?
Yeah. Which
Rocky Horror.
Okay,
Now,
so
and-
you can't discredit... I mean,
Meatloaf
just
has
Meatloaf
an
in that
amazing
alone.
performance in that movie. He does have an amazing performance.
But
And-
also,
but it's
Formula
not his
51,
music.
you couldn't replace him. He was a great fucking villain in that movie.
I don't know if I've ever seen it. You brought that
Yeah.
up before, and I thought
Samuel
he
Jackson-
races. I didn't
No,
know he
no, no.
races
Samuel
too.
Jackson
How does
makes-
he fit in that fucking
No, that's-
car?
it's like a British,
everybody
crime
thought that,
movie.
but it's
Okay.
Samuel Jackson. He's a he's a chemist.
Who's the other? Who's the other lead in that movie?
There's a bunch of British
Is
like well
Jason
known.
Statham?
No, it's a kid that looks like it's like a skinny kid.
Yeah,
But
Okay.
but basically, in that movie, Samuel Jackson is a professor, gets busted for weed in the 70s, and then it cuts to modern time, and he's trying to sell the best, biggest drug that has ever been created called Formula 51, and he's made it, and he's going around selling it in the UK.
Okay.
And it just so happens that I think he's nicknamed the Rat or something, and it just so happens that it's Meatloaf who is the villain.
Okay. Worth a watch.
Oh yeah, definitely watch that movie. If you
All right.
haven't.
Well, then here's number 2. This one I'm really excited for because I think I know the answer already. Already.
Already?
Filter is cooler than Foo Fighters.
100%.
Hands down.
Hands down. That is
100%.
true.
I fucking love Filter.
You love Filter. I am on the complete opposite side of this. I love Foo Fighters.
You don't like Filter at all?
Yeah,
though?
Filter's okay. Filter's okay.
Dude,
They're better
he-
than Trapped.
Filter. He was the guitar player for fucking 9 Inch Nails.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Was he in
original
Perfect
guitar
Circle
player.
at all, or no?
No.
Nobody
No.
from that band crossed over to that. Okay.
No. And then he went and did his own thing.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, the first 2 Filter records, especially...
What are the big songs off the first 2
Hey
records?
Man, Nice Shot. Is
Hey Man,
the
Nice
big-
Shots on the
big
first
one.
album. The big song on the second album was Take a Picture.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
But it's the other songs on that second album that are...
the ones that don't get as much recognition,
Yeah.
but prove them as a
Oh
band.
my god. So
Yeah,
that second Filter album, which was called Title of Record,
Okay.
is the first music I ever bought with my own money.
All right. James, I was saying in the chat right now that Filter is...
Filter kind of sucks, but Foo Fighters are less cool than going to church.
Would you agree
So,
with that statement?
I went to a festival and Foo
I went to
Fighters were the
church
big
a lot as a kid.
headlining band.
Yeah.
And I went back and sat in my tent rather than watching the Foo Fighters.
Really? See, I just think they have so
Not
many...
I would
They
I would
have
see
so many
Foo Fighters
songs that
live
I
just
love.
because. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've listened to plenty of Foo Fighters. I
Yeah.
bought plenty of their albums, not all of them,
I never bought a single Foo Fighters record.
but I would definitely see Foo Fighters live. I mean, it just sounds like a good time. It's like watching Zach Brown band live.
And you never know.
You know what
at
I
a
mean?
Foo
You don't
Fighters
know what you're
concert,
gonna
you
fucking
might
now,
just
get.
get
Dave,
pulled up
now,
on
do
stage
I
to
think
play.
Dave Grohl is cool? I think Dave Grohl is one of the coolest
pots.
dudes in music.
A guy who was given a great opportunity with Nirvana
But
as
Who
the
some
I-
think
fifth
that.
drummer.
But I don't like his music.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, no, I get it.
I like
Fair.
him.
Get it.
I think he's a cool dude. I would love to meet him. I'd love to hang out with him.
Yeah.
I'd love to pick his brains. Now there is some music, the what's that move? The Sound City shit.
Sound City.
Some of those songs I really like.
Yeah.
And there are some Foo Fighters songs that are undeniable hits. That even
Do you rank the Foo Fighters up alongside the overratedness of like Red Hot Chili Peppers? Do you put them in that category?
no, they're not nearly as bad as the Chili
Okay,
Peppers.
all right. So there is a hierarchy, and they're below Chili Peppers in
I
that
think.
way.
I think with the
The
Foo.
Chili Peppers have some great songs
yeah,
too.
and they
Oh,
have
yeah, the
amazing
Foo Fighters
parts
have
that
some
make
great
up a
songs.
great.
But at the end of the
band.
day, I am never willingly putting on a Foo Fighters or Chili Peppers
Gotcha.
record,
The-
and I will go
because they'll play already
Now-
if you just turn on the
and
radio.
I'm only
Give it
talking
10
about,
minutes.
I'm only
That's-
talking about the first 2 Filter records.
Yeah.
The rest of them, it gets
Well,
questionable.
Okay.
The
But
last
those-
one wasn't bad.
Those
actually.
first 2, I will put on anywhere, any time of day,
All right.
no fucking
I
problem.
will say this: you brought up the radio, and just like a lot of bands, just like Filter, Metallica, anything that you like that is getting radio play, you get tired of it. There's plenty of really,
Yeah.
really good Red Hot Chili Pepper songs that I don't ever want to go back and listen to because
That's-
I can't stand to listen to that band from just hearing them for so long.
Yeah.
Like there's the thing that kills me at this point in time with radio, it's like these fucking companies and these bands have so many other songs that
Yep.
you mean to tell me you can't play something else
Like,
off of their
if
album
you
at
go,
this point?
If you go on almost any rock radio station,
Even on
you don't
Sirius
go
or
2
fucking
hours without
Spotify.
hearing Everlong and Danny
And
California.
you know what really
know?
sucks? What
Yeah.
drives me nuts is let's just take ZZO for example. It's iHeart.
Yeah.
I fucking hate iHeart.
Yeah.
I have to use iHeart because I'm a RMG fan. Rover's Morning Glory. It's
Yes,
the
sir.
morning show.
Yeah, huh?
But so
Yeah, huh?
midday, I'll be driving around to work. I listen to ZZO all the time.
Sure.
It's just what I grew up with. But like the DJ will come on, and today they were talking. It's not even a band I like. What's your face? Teresa or whatever was like, "Oh, hey, Seether's putting out a new record. I'm really excited for it. If you want to hear the new Seether song, go to my Facebook page. Here's Red Hot Chili Peppers. It's like, you just told me that a band is putting out a new record, and you are the rock station, and instead of playing the new song
Here's
by that
Snow.
band, here's Snow by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. If you want to hear a new song that
God,
you've never
please.
heard before,
Well,
you're gonna have to go
They
to the
need
ZZO
followers.
Facebook.
They need
Now, James
followers.
brought up a good point. His favorite
Them
Dave
Crooked
Grohl,
Vultures,
was
yeah.
Dave Grohl's.
Oh, them Crooked Vultures? Yeah, but John Paul fucking Jones was on that shit.
yeah.
So Foo
but
Fighters,
still.
it doesn't even
Also-
get close to that. The fact that a guy from the Foo Fighters, the guy that is the Foo Fighters for argument's sake,
And that's
Also-
and Josh Homme too.
Yes.
That
Ian
album
Homme.
is really
Tenacious
fucking
D.
good.
He did a
Tenacious
lot of
D.
stuff for
He
Tenacious
did,
D.
and
I appreciate
and
this.
yeah, Grohl. So I think what we're saying is Grohl on
Grohl
his
is
own,
awesome.
cool
Yeah.
as hell.
Foo
I'd rather
Fighters.
hang out with Grohl than
Cooler than
Foo Fighters.
is he
Than,
cooler than
Patrick.
Filter on his own? It just Grohl, better, a cooler person.
I would
not a
rather
better
hang out with
musician.
him than.
Amen, Phil. Filter.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
All
But
right.
when it comes to just the music,
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
I
yeah,
just-
I agree.
I'm
with
not
you.
a
Gotcha.
Foo Fighters
All right,
guy.
well then we're
For
gonna
sure.
go to this next one. I have a very obvious opinion on this. I feel like, but the last one with cooler being the comparison is Bush cooler than Pearl Jam. Because here's my opinion: Pearl Jam, not a big fan. I don't mind Jeremy. I don't mind things, but to me, Pearl Jam is the U2 of grunge. They're just kind of like.
I like that whole album. The
Yeah, but-
10, every song on 10 is great.
But Bush, I know it's not the best.
I like Bush.
But Bush is good.
But if we're gonna
It's
talk,
fun.
we're gonna talk
And
just
Gavin Rossdale's a
musicianship,
dickhead,
just
but whatever.
musician. Well, so is Eddie Vedder apparently, but
Yeah,
just
I
musicianship
like Eddie Vedder's
alone.
movies better than his music.
Pearl Jam
or the
are
movie
better
soundtracks.
musicians. Some of the drummers that they've had on those albums are
True.
hands down some of the most revered drummers through that that era. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And as far as I mean, it's hard to say. I mean,
Well, if we're
Temple
gonna-
the Dog was an amazing,
Temple- Temple
amazing
the Dog was-
product
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
project, which
Say
you
Hello to
have
Heaven?
to. Which you
Oh,
have to
yeah.
include Pearl Jam because half of the band from Pearl Jam.
Yeah, but you know better than anybody being a musician. The three of us could sit down here and play music all we want and write music, but we throw one different person in there. That can change everything altogether.
And when that
Okay.
one different person is fucking Chris Cornell,
Chris
Cornell.
probably
Exactly.
the greatest rock and roll singer of all time.
Sure.
You get that in there, that totally changes the chemistry. You add one different chemical
times
into that
Now, when we're
combination.
talking about cool,
cooler,
Pearl
is-
Jam, while they have songs that I really like, they have
They are
albums
not
I
cool.
really enjoy.
Yeah.
They are so not cool.
yeah. So
But
Bush
Gav-
wins out
Bush
on that
is way
one.
cooler.
I will say there's one
with
thing
worse
that
music.
that I remember.
Okay.
I
But I
agree
do.
with that.
There's a lot of
I just like Bush.
"Come Down" by Bush.
Yes.
Everything's Zen.
Yes.
Did you ever
Glycerin.
watch?
I can never hear it again. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
I'm sick of that
Glycerin is
song.
one of those.
I-
You got a
it's
guitar, you learn how to
Listerine
play
to me.
Glycerin, and then
It sounds
got
like
overdone.
Listerine to me.
Listerine.
Listerine.
My,
Yeah.
my breath is bad.
Or I
Yeah.
used to hear it so much in Water Gap, it'd be like "Bad Moon Over Water Gap,"
Yeah,
and I'm just
Bad
like,
Moon.
No,
fuck.
dude, "Come Down" by Bush is
Come Down-
fucking banger.
To me, "Come Down" is a better song than anything Pearl Jam
He-
ever released as a single. I didn't ever do a crazy deep dive on Pearl Jam, mainly because I like Nirvana. I don't need to in
You know what
my
the
opinion,
best-
I don't need to light Nirvana or other Nirvana, and that's
Pearl
why
Jam's
most.
not like Nirvana.
Not at all, but
No,
me at a
no.
young kid's age, I went grunge. I like the best
Best-
grunge band. The rest of them
best
can kind
fucking
of go
Pearl
fuck
Jam
themselves.
song is on the, I think it was the MTV Music
Yellow
Awards.
Bed Letter.
No, they played with fucking Neil Young.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
did "Keep On Rocking" in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Free
yeah.
World. They did
Never
like a
seen that.
6-minute
Never
version.
seen that.
where-
That's
Where
amazing.
Stone and the other dude both take
Yeah.
long solos.
Yeah.
Neil Young looks like a homeless person, like he always does.
Generally, yeah.
That song is fucking amazing.
There was
jeez.
there was an MTV
check that
show when they were doing live concerts. Remember, like the Limp Bizkit, they would just do live shows that bands were doing on a massive stage, like some festival.
Yeah.
And I remember Gavin Rossdale was on stage. It just started lightning, and he decided to stay out there and play "Come Down" by himself with lightning striking all over the fucking place. It's
Yeah, I
pouring
remember that,
everywhere.
yeah.
It was
Too bad
a
it didn't
very cool.
lightning crashes.
It was a very
Live.
cool show. Like, it was really cool.
Hell
show.
yeah. All right, well, then the final one. This one is probably
Coolest song with the word placenta in it.
Ooh.
Lightning Crashes My Life.
Yeah.
Oh, God, they do say placenta.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
my
the
God.
only song I can think of that has the word.
Pearl covered iris. Yeah,
Although,
they talk a lot
Live
about
with Chris-
body parts in that.
Live with
Mother
Christian
dies.
is worth listening to.
Okay.
I'm gonna say that.
All
The
right.
singer from Unified
Last
Theory.
one that Steve-O's
Go
put
check
up.
that out. Also check out
And-
Unified Theory.
Hell yeah. The last one, and I don't know. This is the one I do not know. I feel like I know where you're going to go with this one. And I do not know how to answer this one. Better Than Ezra is better than Nirvana. I will say this. He made the post, and that was the first one I actually commented on. I went, better than Ezra. I'll say they're ... good.
Yeah, I don't. What is a better than Ezra song?
It's good. How
Well, Steve-O loves that band, doesn't he?
Yeah, he loves them. He loves them.
Okay.
They had plenty of other songs, but that was their big one. Good was their big single.
That's the only
That's the only
song
one,
I've
really.
ever heard
That's
from
the
them.
only one,
Yeah.
unless you really
whereas
listen
I've
to
listened
them.
to every Nirvana song
Okay.
ever.
Look,
I would not be.
Unplugged Alone.
I would not be a guitar
Yeah.
player
Sorry.
without Nirvana. In Utero is
Yep.
it's almost like no band is cooler than Nirvana.
And that's
To
why
a
I think
degree.
he wrote, I mean, besides it's better than Ezra is better, is what he was going for.
Right.
So this isn't cooler, it's better. And I think in that way, I love the song Good. I had a
Sure.
couple of better than Ezra albums.
Do you remember them though?
No, like I'm even
don't
trying to
remember.
remember the title of the album. I
Have
can't
you ever
remember
owned a
it, but again,
Nirvana album?
Yeah, I've had
Okay,
plenty of
okay,
Nirvana
okay,
albums. I mean, all
Owned all of them.
of them at one point or another.
Right. I just
Um,
want to. I'm just.
But
throwing
I
it.
would say, yeah, I mean, there's no way to say that they are better than basically the best band of that era. Even though Better Than Ezra kind of started getting the rise after the fact. I would say that the God, I'm gonna forget the name of somebody actually made a comment on it in Steve-O's post. But there's fuck.
another song.
There's a soundtrack that Better Than Ezra
I always
is
think
on.
better than Ezra
Angus,
is
the
They
Angus.
Might Be Giants.
Very similar feel and also just weird, funky little names. But Nirvana, there's no doubt in my mind, Nirvana is better than Ezra. But song for song, I probably get Good stuck in my head way more than any Nirvana song.
Over the years, hell no.
Over the years for sure, because I'll just go, someone will say Good and I'll go, hey, just in my head. I just do that. Aha.
No,
I'll
I
go,
forget.
"Aha."
I forget that song exists.
Exists,
I hear
yeah.
it. Then I'm always like, who is this?
Better Than Ezra also always reminds me of the band James. The She Only Comes When She's on Top. Yeah, that whole thing.
That shit sucks.
Yeah, it's the same era, but Better Than Ezra was, I think, better than most of the other bands in that genre. But I gotta say, I disagree with Steve-O on that one. Because the way he proposed it was basically Meatloaf is cooler than Queen, Filter is cooler than Foo Fighters, Bush is cooler than Pearl Jam, and Better Than Ezra is better than Nirvana.
I agree with him on 50%.
50%? Is there one that you agree the most about? Is there one that you're 100%? Is it the Filter over Foo Fighters one? Is that the one? Because that's what I read it. I was like, you're going to be hands down Filter over Foo Fighters.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to have to keep this little segment going because I like bringing
I like
Facebook
this,
to
yeah.
Zach. It's a
Yeah.
way for you to experience things, but only the top, elite, wonderful things. Maybe they could just make an app for it where you only get one thing a month and it's the best
I'm
thing.
just
what?
going to
You know
start
what?
a Facebook and only be friends with Steve.
Yeah, and just comment on his shit. It'd be perfect.
I only have one friend.
It would make sense.
Or you know what? If you have opinions, just send them to Kyle.
Yeah, or you could just email
Send-
them over to 123justinsuckspa.com. You
Oh,
write a
it could be
real
a section
letter.
called
Put
let
it in
us
the mail.
let us tell
I got
you you're
I got a
wrong.
website
Let us
now?
tell you you're wrong. Oh, your opinion sucks.
Yeah. Your opinion sucks with the
Yeah.
houseboat.
But I got a website
Yeah.
now? I don't just get regular mail?
Yeah. Have
I'm
you missed
still
the last
going
couple
through
of
all the
weeks?
mail
It's-
that people have
No,
been
that's what
sending
I've been
us,
saying.
too.
You email it by writing a real letter, putting it in the mail, and it winds up at the website. We get it, and then we obviously read all of that.
I mean, I've been appreciating everybody's fan mail. Thank you,
You
so
know,
much.
yep,
It's-
there's
it's
some place in
heartwarming.
Midwest Pennsylvania, 123 Justin Sucks PA, that all his mail's getting sent to. All right, guys. Well, I want to say a big thank you to the guys over at Moot.tv for getting us out to you Big ups
Big
to
ups.
Boo. We did a big ups while you weren't down
I heard
here.
it.
Oh, I felt bad about it. Big ups to
I was
It
Australia.
was to your dad, I think.
It was big ups to Papa Mocha. Yeah, so,
yeah.
whatever.
Wow, yeah,
But big ups to Papa
Lawrence.
Mocha. Yeah. Keep
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah,
recovering, man.
Keep beating the shit out of that recovery.
Keep fucking.
Fucking make me a little brother. I want another one.
How could you stop at 10?
At 10, what are you going
What'd
to
you
do?
stop
Be
there,
a
you know? What
nice
the fuck?
round, even number? What the hell? Did you only have this many fingers? What's wrong with you?
How you're being fucking selfish. I'm just
All
gonna say
right.
that
Also,
now.
big
It's
thanks
selfish.
over to the guys at Bad Advice. Again, you can go check them out at bad_advice_punk on Instagram. Find them on YouTube, Spotify. Again, from Leipzig, Germany. Leipzig, it does sound more natural that way. Leipzig, Germany. And then, as always, everybody over at Moucha TV, like I said, and a big thank you to Mr. Justin Olimpedo for getting everything
Hell
put
yeah.
together and out to the public so they can check all that shit out. And last but certainly least, Mr. Zachary Stormin. He's good. All right, guys, for Kyle Mocha Won't Shut Up, I am Kyle Mocha. Join us again next Tuesday, live, 9 o'clock on
This
YouTube
is the finale?
for the finale of
finale
Season
four.
4, Episode
show my
24.
nuts?
Which
It's
some
the finale of the series, or the season. It's the finale of the Captalan epic that we
Yes.
are writing right now, Old Trash. Everything's going to come all together, and we're going to be having a returning guest who has not been on since Season 2. Episode, Hey
Oh, yeah,
Brother.
I'm excited,
Colorado
dude.
Jones, Keith Mocha will be in the house, and possibly Craig. I'm going to see if I can get Craig on here and make them sit in that chair, or make them both sit next to me here.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Can one lay across?
One can definitely lay across me. It's not gay. We're brothers, and
Uh,
if it was gay, that'd be okay still. It'd be okay still.
Yeah.
We used to do that all the time. We'd be like, hey, you want to go smoke a cigarette? But instead of saying, hey, you want to go smoke a cigarette, we'd be like, hey, you want to go make out at like the middle of a dinner, like with our family? And everyone would just look, and we'd be like, it's not gay. We're brothers. And we would just walk outside, and
Your
then
family's fucked up.
our family's not. We are the fucked up ones. Only if you think that there's a population problem and our family should stop creating more people is my family fucked up. But hey, man, when you fuck, things happen sometimes.
It happens.
All right, guys. Thank you again for everybody tuning in live, tuning in the future. We will see you again next week. Season 4 finale. Then we'll be back in September 1st for the premiere of Season 5. Big things in store.
Oh, yeah.
As always, here's the greatest song we have ever written to close us out. Have a great rest of your evening.
Fuck
As
you!
always, yeah, fuck the fans, guys. Fuck you.
TV.
There's nothing more egomaniacal than singing the theme music for your own show. Who am I? Kelsey Grammer. If I could only drink like him, we're gonna write a new one every week. Some will be solid, some will be weak. We're gonna write a new one every week. Some will be solid, some will be total experimental pieces of shit. Oh, we're not over yet. Now we are.